Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below. Good evening everybody and welcome to AOR Hype Energy Xbox One F2 for Season 16. Tonight we go to Paul Ricard for the French Grand Prix where it hosts round 8 of the championship and it's located in the French province of Var. And it's the first time it's made an appearance on the F1 calendar since 1990 and it's very exciting because it's the first time that these AOR drivers get to race on this track because it's the first time it has ever appeared on the AOR calendar. This means we'll be into the unknown on who's going to be fast on quali pace, strategy and the race itself. We've had 5 different winners so far this season in Season 16 and any one of those winners are in for a shot of getting a win here at Paul Ricard. But you never know, we may get a different winner as well in our midst. I will go through the championship standings in a second for you. And the French Grand Prix always brings some great and fantastic interesting moments, in particular some crashes that happened during lap 1 this year in real life and one notably between Vettel and Bottas as well as Gasly and Ocon. So anything can happen. It has been a shame that we didn't see the French Grand Prix on the calendar until now, but that was because of a lack of financing in 2008 and it was due to poor attendance as well. Most of the French Grand Prix in the past have been hosted in Mandy-Con. What a great race it was back then when it was hosted there. But I'm sure Paul Ricard is going to do the exact same. So hopefully the drivers can experience the French culture for the first time. And the tyres we have on offer today for the drivers are the Ultras, the Super Softs and the Soft Compounds. And we can see a lot of people qualifying on the Ultra Soft tyre to get the faster time. But due to this being a new circuit, for most of these drivers, starting on a super soft for the race is recommended to get the best possible grip and not let the tyres get too hot. At some stage during the next couple of weeks, Driver of the Day will be launched for Xbox One's F2. So make sure you do keep your eyes peeled for that because it's going to be a very, very exciting aspect for the drivers. And we are about to show you the track that the drivers will be racing on at the moment. Obviously 3 sectors, very, very compiled track, a lot of straights, and there are 2 DRS detection zones, one being towards the start finish straight and one towards about turn 5 and turn 6. Now going through the championship standings pretty quickly, we can see what is going on. Now last week the drivers were at Canada, but unfortunately due to issues we will have to rerun the Canadian Grand Prix in the February break week, so that's why the standings are from Monaco onwards. So that's why there was no Canadian race. So VSR Holland is leading the championship after taking 2 wins this season, with Maloney 88 in the McLaren in its second with a 33-point gap. Rosberg in third, Jewel 94 in the other McLaren in fourth. VSR Morso after taking an amazing win already in Monaco in 5th, Beaver in 6th, Infamous Clays in 7th, EVR Franglish in 9th and Franglish in 8th, Dralix in 9th place. But now let's go to qualifying then, and we are already 14 minutes and 31 seconds of qualifying, so it's going to be very, very exciting for the drivers. Now for some of you that haven't been keeping it up to date on the AOR forums, you may see a few new faces to the grid this season. Well, some of you may recognise this guy from Season 15. He was in Xbox One F2 for Season 15, but he was on F3 for a little bit this season, but then he got promoted back to F2, which is very exciting because he's a very good driver. He's been doing very well in F3 this season, and it's Bobbert who has just set the first lap time with a 1:31.6. So it is very great to have him back in F2 because I really want him to be very consistent and have some good race pace as well. So very proud to see him return to back where he belongs, which is great to see. And we almost got a full grid. We only have one person who cannot make it tonight, unfortunately. I believe that's Welty. He unfortunately couldn't make it due to reasons. I don't know what reasons they are, but they are valid ones. But he can't make it. But apart from that, everybody else has turned up for some action, which, to be honest, I'm very excited. There has been an F2 stream for the last 2 weeks. There has been one in Monaco and there has been one in Canada as well. But luckily, you will get to see Canada anyway, so that'll be good as well. And already, VSR Holland, the championship leader, has already set a very good lap time, banker lap time, with a 1:29.1. Now, this morning, when I was commentating on the Xbox One Oceania race, the fastest lap time we saw from them was a 1:27.4, I believe. But can we see these guys go faster? But it is quite a lower tier than obviously the Oceania guys. We could see most of these guys go into the 1:28, which I think a lot of people have been practicing. I did check in the chat as well to see what happens, and that's where they were at the moment. As X Power is on a 1:29. Quite a few people already on the 1:29s already. So that is very good to see it at the moment. Let me just get the respective lap the tyres at the moment to see what everyone is on. Interestingly, everybody is on the ultra soft tyres, which is really, really a gamble move for most of these guys. Probably most of these guys will be going on a 2-stop strategy throughout this race, unless the weather predict otherwise. We will have to wait and see. We will find out from the drivers if it's going to rain or not. But by the looks of things, due to the fact everybody's on a set of ultra soft tyres, it could rain for the race, which will make things very intriguing for the drivers. And it could look like that Baku could be easier than France, but we'll have to wait and see about that, because France, some people find easy, and some people find difficult. 1:28s, not 1:27s. My bad. I do apologise. And but anyway, but already, respected for this tier, we're seeing some good lap times already. So very, very good indeed. So who are your predictions are going to do well this race? As we got, let's see who is on a lap. LCR Hayden is about to cross the line for his lap. What lap time is he going to say? I think he's about to go on a lap now, I believe. Let me just get the telemetry up at the moment. Yes, he's on a lap time. He is in a Renault. He did talk to the chat earlier on, and he wasn't feeling too confident for this race. But so far, regarding his lap time, he seems pretty good. He's managing his ERS to perfection at the moment, trying to make sure he doesn't have too high ERS when he doesn't need it, basically. So he's doing it when it counts the most, and that is very, very important around this Paul Ricard circuit, because it gets extremely hot ever so quickly if you're not too careful. So we'll have to wait and see about that. But already Hayden doing not too bad at the moment. Sector 2, coming across Sector 2 at the moment, going through one of the toughest straights on Paul Ricard, trying to get it easy. He's on the ERS hot mode 4 at the moment, approaching 7th gear, all the way up to 8th gear at the moment, approaching this very difficult right-hander then, very, very tricky to not run wide here, and he doesn't run wide, which is very, very good to see, keeping the car in control and not touching the blue lines, which is what we want to see here. He hit the corner a little bit, but that didn't cost him too much time, I believe, which is very good to see from Hayden here as he goes approaching the last few corners. Then what lap time would he get? He's looking very good lap time from him at the moment. What lap time does he set? Is a 1:29.0, and he puts himself up into P2, which is not bad, because his first lap time when he was practicing was a 1:30.0, I believe, but this time it's a 1:29, so he has improved from practice, which is great, which is probably beyond his expectations, which is absolutely fantastic. So well done to Hayden now. I give him props to that. Well done to him. And currently in pole position is Morso, who's done very well already this season. He's had a few non-finishes, and he has had a few outside the point finishes, but he's had a few podiums and wins as well. And to be honest, I was speaking to him earlier, and Paul Ricard is a strong track for him. He's done really well in the past in previous league races, so you never know, he may do well in this. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But as Morso's on his out lap at the moment, we do have quite a lot of people on their out laps, but if I was them, I would wait towards the end of the race, end of this qualifying stint, to make sure that the track rubbers in as much and they can get the best possible grip, as the fastest lap time is set on the ultra soft tyres but we do have a few people setting their times on the super soft. A few people have not set lap times as of yet, so we will have to wait and see how they do. But we're looking for people to show some consistent finishes already. We're looking, hopefully, VRT Verstappen has not been very consistent with his results, but he was looking very promising in a few races before he had to retire. But he has been improving all race long, so it'll be very great to see if he does get a finish today. A few people are going to the pits right now, slowing down at the moment. EBR Frank, which is just about to go on his lap at the moment, so we will follow him in a minute as well. Dralix is not a bad lap as well. He's gone into the pits. And Peltry is also on a lap as well. So everybody is starting to go on to their second stint then before they do their final stint. So the second stint is really where these guys around Paul Ricard have got to put it all out there, but they've got to make sure they don't warm up the tyres too much, because tyre temperatures around here is absolutely crucial. You don't really want to put your tyres too hot here. You don't want to have them too hot, because otherwise you will struggle for grip around here. So this is why they got to keep it clean and pull it together, which really hope they do as well. But Frangwish is doing very well in 8th place in the championship at the moment. He's looking to score some high points. He has scored 26 points this season, but hopefully he may be able to add to that in Paul Ricard to see what he can do. Obviously we haven't seen what he has been. I'm seeing what he has been doing in the last few races, because obviously I've been busy for the last 2 races. I was doing pantomime stuff, which actually went really well. Actually, it finished yesterday, and back to doing AOR stuff, of course, obviously. As Frangwish is not looking too bad at the moment. We've got yellow flag in sector 3, but that's probably due to some people slowing down at the moment. So that's probably why they are not doing too good at the moment. Don't forget there's other tiers going on as well as ours at the same time as well. So make sure you do check those out as well to find out what is going on. And there's Frangwish went a little bit wide there. That probably cost him a little bit of time there. That didn't help him too much with his lap then, so we're going to watch out to see if he improved ever so slightly, if he can make it to the top 10. And whoa, Holland, what a lap, 128.8. that is a sensational lap from him already at the last stages of this qualifying session, and he's been very, very good so far. And to be honest, personally, VSR Holland has definitely shown to definitely be one of the championship contenders in this Xbox One F2. He is leading by 33 points already, and he's looking to be in good stead. Who is going to beat him? Manoli is not that far closing up to him, and if he's got to get a good finish, Manoli, tonight, to make sure he can close in on to his rival. So we'll have to make sure about that. But hey ho, we'll find out pretty soon as well. But Holland looking very good. Frangwish looking good in P3 at the moment. So all these times in Xbox One F2 tonight are very, very close, which is very good to see for these drivers, because it's a very competitive tier, I got to say, and this is why I love commentating for these drivers, and I did miss it for the last 2 weeks, and it's very glad to commentate on these guys. Probably my favourite lot to commentate on, I got to admit, because we all get on so well with each other. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens here, as people will be starting their final stint soon. And we got Bobbers on his out lap as well. He's set at 1:31.6, but that's his banker lap time, so we could see him improve. Let's just follow him, the newest recruit to Xbox One F2. Well, it's not the newest recruit because he was there last season, but he is back this season, as we said earlier, as he's about to warm his tyres to make sure that he gets the lap in that he desperately needs as well. He wants to really, to be honest, he really wants to make a very good impression on this. He wants to prove a point why he has been promoted to Xbox One F2, why he is one of the most competitive drivers on this league, why he's got a point to prove for making sure he is the best fit on this league. So he's approaching turn 2 now, turn 3. Low ERS at the moment, but it's very important not to have too high ERS until you get to the long straights coming up. But that is what he's intending to do, as he's about to cross that straight, the first DRS detection point of the circuit. Then it is very tricky to get the DRS point right, but he seems to be doing it with ease, but lowering on the ERS at the moment, not approaching the hot mode of 5 that he needs, but he wants to make sure he balances the ERS. So maybe he wants to save his ERS when he needs it, which is now. He did use, caught a glimpse of him using 5 for a moment there. He's now on 4. He's approached still on 8th gear at this moment in time, using much harvesting that he needs to make sure that he could use much ERS until he gets to the line. He is running out of fuel ever so slightly, so he's got to be careful not to run out too much of fuel. But he's got to be careful about that as he goes approaching towards the final few corners. Then he does that very well, approaches that on those super soft tyres. Does that well indeed. What lap time is he going to set around Paul Ricard then? Is he going to set a 1:29.7, and that puts him in P9, still in the top 10, which is a good result for him so far at this stage. But he has room to improve because the gap between 1st and 11th is around about 1.1 seconds, which is very good for these guys. So any of the top 11, in my opinion, can get pole position. So if I was in the top 11, if I was in that position, I wouldn't give up. If I was not pole yet, I wouldn't give up because they're so close. Anyone can do it. And Hayden has got one of his best qualifying results so far this season, which is great to see as well. So if he keeps this up, he must be very happy with this result, as well as Frankish as well, getting a good result, and Pelsley as well. So a few of the guys that are in the midfield have been doing very well at Paul Ricard as well, as far as qualification pace, which is very nice. But we still haven't seen what Ollie, VRT Verstappen, John and Jorg have left in the tank as far as qualifying is concerned around the track. But I'm guessing they want to save their tyres as much as possible and don't want to use too much of their tyres towards the end, because obviously if you qualify in the top 10, you have to start on the tyre you qualify your fastest lap in around this circuit, and most people will want to qualify on the super softs, but at the moment the top 8 are qualified on a set of the ultra softs. Let me just double check ever so slightly now. Beep is on a lap, so let me just follow him. But so far, yes, the top 8 is qualified on ultra softs, their best lap. Bobbers is on super softs, as well as LGS for 6.9 as well. But everyone else on a set of ultra softs then. So this could make things very interesting in terms of strategy. But like I said earlier, since not many people have raced here at Paul Ricard for a league race, they are very new in terms of strategy. So they must have put in a lot of practice to make sure which strategy is right for them. But I've seen a few people in other league races around here, and they probably might gain a little bit of advantage since they know what's the best strategy, which is the best tyre to qualify on. But they may do different strategies for different races. We shall have to wait and see. Now let's see what Ollie Smithson is doing as far as lap time, because he hasn't set a lap time yet at this moment in time, as he's about to set one now as all. We've got someone just cutting the corner a little ever so slightly. Beaver is decided he probably is not going to go faster, so he is not going to set a lap time. Well, he has set a lap time, but he's not going to set another lap time, so we'll just have to wait and see. So I have to find out, as Ollie is about to cross the line and he's about to start his final lap here, and I think, yeah, it will be his final lap because the clock is returning to 0 then. Robert is in P12, so he will have free choice of tyres then to this race then, and Ollie is about to, basically we're following Ollie because I think he's one of the last people to cross the finish line. A bit of a lock up there into turn 4 there, but he is fine. But I think KJ Gamer is going to give Ollie a little tow there, which will probably help Ollie getting a little bit of a slipstream there, which is good teamwork I think from them, as the slipstream is very important there. Slipstream and DRS will gain a good speed, so good job from KJ Gamer then, as well as KJ Gamer has already won ride a little bit there, and yes, it just goes to show that he was helping his teammate. And it's good to know that even though some of these guys are contending for the Drivers' Championship, there are a few people that also want to score as much points as possible in the Constructors, as VSR also has beaten Holland at the moment with a 128.7 then, but Holland unfortunately could not beat that. But we'll just see how what Ollie does then, as he's the last person I think to cross that has a chance. Also Rosberg's on the lap as well, so we will see how he does as well. Rosberg has come across the line in 10th with 129.5. So yeah, Ollie will be the last person. What time does he set? 1:30.2. So he is still stayed in 18th place. KJ Gamer unfortunately did not set a lap time either. So that means this guy here in the Force India is on pole position. Unless John can do something about it. No, he's not. He's going slowly anyway, and he's going into the pits. So, well done to VSR Morso for that stellar qualifying lap. Well done to him. And it's definitely going to be a battle for the win there. And it's going to be very, very exciting because these guys are fighting for points in the championship. They want to score as much points in the championship as possible. So, what are your thoughts going into this race? Let us know in the chat who you think is going to win there as well. So, a few people in the 128. So, let's see who has set the fastest. So, VSL Morsa with a 128.7, followed by Manoli with 1/10 of a second. Maloney is second in the championship, so that will be good for him. With his championship rival, VSL Holland in third, Vranglish in fourth, LCR Hayden in fifth, AOR Pelsi in sixth, Jalix in seventh, Infamous Clays in eighth, X Power 89 in ninth, CRL Rosberg in 10th, John in 11th, KJ Gamer in 12th, Beaver in 13th, Bobbers 14th, Joel 15th, LGS 16th, Verstappen 17th, Ollie 18th, and Sam 19th as well. But don't forget, they will have free choice of tyres if they started from 11th downwards. So, this is going to be interesting. I hope you are all hyped, as I am, about what is going on here. As looks like it's going to be a dry race. Yes, we have similar conditions to what these guys was experienced when I was commentating on the Xbox One Oceania race. So it must be a curse or something. Actually, it's not a curse because people are hoping for a dry race, which they are, which is good to see. So let's see what these guys are going to do. Are they going to do well? Are they going to push themselves to the limit to make sure they get the best possible performance here and the best possible points? It is a new circuit in AOR, so these guys will want to be the first person in Xbox One F2 history to gain a win in Poor Card. That'll be absolutely good. That'll be a good title to have, in my opinion. That's why a lot of people will want that win. As we're waiting for the last few people to ready up then, as we are about to start the formation lap. So, here we go then, as a few people are finding it, some people are finding it difficult to get off the start line. A few stalls, but they are fine at the moment. So, let's double check what lap time everybody is on. Let me just check. So, as far as the bottom is concerned, we've got John on a set of Supersofts. We're also KJ Gamer, Beefer, Roberts, Jork, and LGS as well on a set of Supersofts. VRT Verstappen and Ollie on a set of softs, so a bit of a gamble there, but they could make it work. I've seen guys in the Oceania race this morning that did also put the soft strategy working quite nicely, so maybe they will probably want to do that as well. But they are qualified more or less than they did, so they may be a disadvantage, they may be an advantage. Again, we will have to wait and see what happens, but more so is definitely looking in a very prime position. But one of his championship rivals, Manoni, is in second place. He's got to make sure he is not under pressure. He's got to make sure he has a positive mindset going into the race then. As Vranglish, Vranglish is still racing. It's just not showing my time for him at the moment, which is quite weird. But we shall see. So, guys on the ultra soft tyres, which is P1 to P7, they'll probably pit around lap 7 or lap 8, or probably a few laps earlier than that. Because if they pit later, then they're going to struggle for grip, they're going to struggle for tyres, and a lot of people are going to overtake them if they're on different strategies. So, strongly recommend for these people to possibly pit around lap 7. The super softs will probably pit around lap 11 and 12, and the softs will probably pit about lap 15 and lap 16. So that's just to give you guys an idea of when these guys will be pitting at some point. Who are you rooting for? Because we do have a few people on the chat that are rooting for certain drivers. So let us know who you're rooting for. I know who certain people are rooting for in the chat because I know them personally anyway. And I know who they'll be rooting for in the first place. We've got the last few people then about to take to the grid, ready to start this race. The first race back in Xbox One F2 for a while. Streaming, we've got 5 lights here, a Paul Ricard, and it is lights out. And away we go for the French Grand Prix. And Morso's got to a very great start as we've already got someone in the Mercedes running a bit wide going into the start-finish straight then. But Morso already pulling away. But Maloney is under pressure as Holland got a very good start and it's overtaken him. And up into P2. Infamous Clay's getting a very good start as well, up into P9. So already some good time given as well, as we've already got some trouble midfield as well. So these guys will be careful. Oh, there's contact with Ollie and KJ Gamer. KJ Gamer with Spun with X Power as well as LGS as well. So it wasn't Ollie, my bad. It was KJ Gamer with X Power. So, and KJ Gamer has left the session, unfortunately. He must be very, very frustrated about what happened there. So unfortunate for him to be involved in that collision, but VSR Morso in first, Holland in second, Maloney in third. We already got Rosberg all over the back of Pelty then. Let's see if he's going to get the move done. Going to it, and yes he does, but Pelty is on the switchback at the moment. And we also got Infamous Clays joining in the party as well. Teammates joining together, they're working together side by side to make sure that the Sauber driver is not going to overtake them, and that worked out very well. Are they working together or are they not? I won't be surprised if they are, to be honest. But well done to CRL Rosberg for a great move there going into the first lap of this Grand Prix. Lap 1, and we've already seen some chaos and we've also seen some good battles. This is going to be a sensational race going into this, as we've already got some battles going midfield as well, as Bobbitt is going into the... No, it wasn't X Power, it was Bobbitt that was having an issue, I think. I believe. So, yeah, it's Pelsry. There we go. I need to know how to pronounce these names. But anyway, Maloney is now under pressure from EBR Franglish in the Toro also. Let's see what he can do as well. We will try to keep involved with battles as they happen as well. It is going to get saucy, these battles towards the front of the field, so we will try and involve them as much as possible now. VSR Holland now 3-10 separating between him and VSR Morso then. Let's see what he can do going into this. 2 teammates fighting as well, but they want to get good constructors. They're doing very well on the constructors and they want to keep it that way, so maybe they'll be helping each other. But if I was them, I will probably be fighting for position, because it's all about the Drivers' Championship as well at the end of the day. Melanie trying very hard to hold on to the position to EBR Franglish right behind. We got Hayden closing up as well. So midfield battles happening left, right and centre here, and it's good to see Hayden in 5th place battling for the likes of the top guys. It is very good to see. So at the moment, Hayden is the best of the rest with Franglish as well. So it's great to see about that. But Franglish on my eye at the moment is always Infamous Clays. I think got his way past Rosberg, but Rosberg tries to defend. They are side by side at the moment. DRS is not quite enabled just yet. It will be enabled on the first DRS point of the circle, which is not very long left to go of this now. So Infamous Clays, I think, got the move done, and it's up into P6 at the moment. So what a nice move from Infamous Clays, even though he was on the set of super soft tyres. So very good stuff from him. Right now, let's go back to the leading battle with Morso and Holland. Let's see what they can do. But Franglish is closing in onto Maloney as well. That's going to be the closest battle. The DRS is shaping up to be very, very close as well. Let's see what Franglish and Maloney can do. VSR Holland is not that far behind either of Morso, but Franglish dives it around the inside. They almost touch as Franglish went a little bit wide there, but Maloney has defended that position and stays in P3. Nicely done from Maloney there, but Franglish is going to try and find the space that he needs to possibly gain the move towards the most difficult straight of the circuit. This is going to be absolutely insane as he tries to defend off Hayden as well. Hayden's going to try and close in onto Franglish as well. It's quite hard to track the battles. They're already on lap 3. This is absolutely close between these guys in the midfield. I'm liking this already. It's just hard to keep a voice together as well by commentating on these battles as well. So it'll be interesting to see as well. But already lead battle coming up as well. Holland is a little bit too further back for Morso, but he's going to get a DRS at the moment, approaching turn 1. I don't think he's going to do it there. No, he is not. So he's not going to get the move done on his teammate. But he has another chance to do so. Where I've seen a few other people get the move done. He decided to leave the space and stay where he is at the moment, though, which is very good from them. They are probably making sure that they give each other a toe and help each other defend off Maloney in P3 there, which is a bit too further back due to the battles that they've been happening at the moment. As Frank, which is doing ever so well to try and keep up Maloney. That is absolutely sensational work, as they're going to do the same move again, approaching this straight then. But Frangwish, this time, gets the job done. Hayden, oh, that was a spin from Maloney. It might have been contact from Hayden, I'm not entirely sure. But Hayden is now going to try and make a move around the outside of Clay's now. But he decided not to, so now Maloney has dropped it down into P14. Well, I think probably Hayden will be apologising, or Maloney, I'm not entirely sure. But that was a close contact there. But luckily, I don't think there was damage for Maloney. We'll have to wait and see if he comes into the pits or not to see if he has damage then. But Dralix up into P8, and John is going to try and defend off, trying to go in Pelsary. He's going to try and do that. Pelsary, there we go, Pelsary. I finally said it right. But anyway, John is trying so hard to make sure he defends that position from that. So yeah, pit stops around. We're starting to approach the pit stop window pretty soon, in about 2 or 3 laps time for people on the ultra soft tyres. So if these guys got to make this strategy work, they've got to make sure they don't push their tyres too much, or otherwise they will be pitting earlier than usual. So we'll have to find out what happens with that. I'll be keeping a close eye on that, as I do believe we did miss it because we saw a collision earlier on. But Holland made his way past Morso, and Holland is now in the lead of this Grand Prix. So well done to VSR Holland there. So already a good start for the Force India. 1-2 for Force India. That is an ideal result if this continues to go that way as well. So already the order is changing rapidly. Let's check what the position changes are at the moment. The biggest gainer is Jort 94, and he started, I believe, from about 14th. Oh, no, he started from 15th, and he's all the way up into P7. So he's the biggest gainer at the moment, closely followed by Sam, who's gained at 7 positions. Quite a few people also gained a few positions as well. Ollie tried his very best to try and avoid the carnage, and he's back in contention. He's back in P13, so very good as well. It's nice also that Clone Troop in the chat is giving some strategic insight into the race as well, because obviously he does race for Xbox One F1. So it is great to see him in the chat giving us some insight. As also, he's gone into a pit a lap earlier than we thought, and he's got a set of soft tyres, I believe. Will they make it to the end? We will have to wait and see. It might do. We will have to wait and see. As also Hayden is in the pits as well. Frangwish is in the pits. Rosberg, Powers in the pits. Literally, most of the ultra soft runners are going into the pits right now. But Holland, interestingly, has chosen to stay out. He is not taking that gamble. He wants to make sure he pulls up a gap and stays where he is at the moment. But more so in P11. But he can still gain some position though, because the gap between Holland and Morso is around about 18 seconds, and the pit stop is a bit longer than that. So Morso will probably still be in the net lead, but will be incredibly close between Morso and VSR Holland there. So it looks like the soft tyres are going to go towards the end of the race if they're pushing it, but we will find out as we go towards this. So let's see what other battles we've got. We've got Dralix going to try and fight off Jorg as well in a McLaren. Let's see how this goes as well. And Hass's Jorg went a bit wide approaching the blue area. If you don't want to do that, you don't want to derogate your tyres ever so much. So, but Dralix keeping it a little bit clean there as well. So, well, much better clean line than them as well. So we'll see what happens here. As Holland is going into the pits now. Our race leader is going into the pits, as well as Dralik as well. Let's get the leader up for you as well. Let's see what Infamous plays. He squeezes past already. He's got a 3-second time penalty, not the best from him. Where does Holland go in relation to the rest of the guys? We will have to wait and see. Holland just goes past his teammate. I did say it was going to be close, and I wasn't wrong. I did predict my gaps if I ever see one, but Holland did manage to he put it at the right time where I called it, and he is in the net lead at the moment. Well done to him, but Morso is right behind Holland now, so it is not, the battle for the lead is not over yet between these Force India guys. If I was them, I will be fighting head to toe to now, but obviously don't push the tyres too much, because otherwise we'll go absolutely crazy. So what did you think of that, guys? Did you ever predict that? But yeah, the soft tyres should go to the end of this race for these two guys, so they should be comfortable with their position, as long as they don't get involved in too many collisions. I do believe Frangwish pitted at the same time as well, as he stayed in net P3 at the moment. So let me just check how many people have stopped. Yes, Holland is in the net lead, more so in a net P2, and Frangwish in a net P3. Rosberg doing well in a net P4. He did a very good pit stop, as well as Hayden staying in a net P5 as well. But it may change when the top 8 do pit, because there is a gap ever so slightly between these guys as well. So we will have to find out what goes on there as well. As Infamous Clay is on a set of softs, so that's why they're not pitting. Jork and John is also on a set of softs as well. So, and Frangwish taking the fastest lap of the race so far with a 1:30. So we got a three-way fight going. I do believe it's between John, VLT Verstappen, and Sam. So I did say there could be a three-way fight incoming, and we could see that. So this will be absolutely insane to watch between these guys. We've got John in the Renault, Jork in the McLaren, and VRT Verstappen, also known as Bailey, in the Haas. Who is going to come out on top between these guys? Bailey really needs to get a good result here if he wants to gain some valuable points in the championship. He is outside the points in the championship at the moment, but can he do better towards this? I really do hope. He deserves some better luck this season, but not going to do anything, so I'm not going to say no more, as he's all over the back of John right now, so we will have to wait and see what happens. More so, already closing in onto VSR Holland, so we will keep an eye on that battle as well. But this midfield battle is what we're going to concentrate on at the moment, because it technically is a battle to make sure they get the best pit stop, but we will see. It is quite hard to keep track of battles, as we said, but hold on a minute. Morso's closing up to Holland. Let's follow that battle in a hurry, as a few people are going to the pits right now. So let's follow the leading battle then, as Morso's about 4 attempts. He was about two attempts around about now, but he's trying to close in, as Morso is even under more pressure from Frangwish. Frangwish is 4 attempts behind. We're definitely getting a good view from Frangwish's perspective. Let me just get the telemetry up so we can see when they do the DRS. Oh, what? Almost a bit of a lock-up, but that might have paid off for him, because he was able to close in on to VSR Morso there. Ever so nicely done there from Frangwish there. So he's going to try and gain as much as he needs. He hasn't got a win around here yet. Could Frangwish stop Morso or Holland gaining their second or third win of the season? We shall have to find out. He's looking in very good stead to doing that at this moment in time, so we'll just have to find out as this race continues then, as Morso and Frangwish gets a DRS, as Frangwish tries and find a space, but he couldn't find a space. He decided not to move, which was a very good call from the Toro Rosso driver, but he does have another chance as well, as we already got another three-way battle right behind them as well, so we'll keep an eye on, as well as Bobbers has got a 3-second time penalty in the Williams, so not looking the first race for Xbox One F2 for him as well, despite a good qualifying session for him. But it's his first race back, so he's trying to find his rhythm at the moment, because since the Xbox One F2 drivers are faster as well than the FT3 drivers, so he won't be having an easy ride out there. But so far he's tried his best to go up into the points. We will have to wait and see what happens here as well. So we've got Infamous Clays going into the pits right now on to a set of of soft tyres. John and Sam and Beaver choosing to stay out, very interestingly. But I think the pit window is around about lap 12 anyway, so that is probably the latest some of these guys will be pitting for a set of these soft tyres. I'm surprised Franglish actually pitted for a set of super softs, so he will probably have to pit again if he's not careful. But he may get this to the end. If he gets this to the end, he'll be very good, as Hayden has got a 3-second time penalty, which is not the best for him. Hopefully he can recover from that, but already this three-way battle for the lead, for the net lead as it were, is shaping up to be very intense, as Morso is trying to make sure he can find the space from Holland. Infamous Clays is already on the back of Ciara Rosberg as well as Helsery and Hayden as well. So it's shaping up to be very intense for these guys. The midfield battle looks like a train. Look at the train that this has been showing at the moment between these guys for battle for the best of the rest, basically. So it'll be good. But obviously Ciara Rosberg wants to climb up to P2 in this championship, and Maloney is in P15 and Rosberg is in P3. So, but he's only about 11 or 12 points separating between him and Rosberg in the championship. So it's anyone's game between Maloney and Rosberg. We do have a few of the soft runners, super soft runners going into the pits then. Beaver, Sam, John as well. And Infamous Clays, I think it's got the move done on Rosberg. Very easily done from them. Obviously, don't forget, Infamous Clays did pit a few laps later than Rosberg, so that's what helps him. He got more grip. He only started on those tyres a lap ago, and that's what helped him and make sure that he gained the traction and the grip that he needed. So well done to Infamous Clays around here. I will be keeping an eye on the penalties as well, and it looks like Franglish, thanks to the insight again from Clone Troop, it looks like Franglish is going to go on to a two-stop strategy by the looks of things, to see if that will be the fastest. But he can still do a two-stop strategy, as the gaps is still quite hefty towards the back, so he can still make that two-stop strategy work and still come up in about P6 or P7. So it'll be interesting to see how this works from Franglish's perspective, as Rosberg is trying to close in onto Infamous Clays at the moment. More so over the back of Holland as well. Let's see how this is going to work. It's great to see these two teammates fighting for position, as it is going to be the net lead, as it were. So let's see what Morso is doing. Morso is all over the back. Franglish is all over the back as well. Excuse me. And we could see a battle shaping up right now, as Morso is winning DRS range at the moment. He's on low ERS at the moment, low ERS mode, but he's still good ERS, so he can use the ERS to his advantage here, going into these next couple of corners, possibly through the next DRS zone that they approach going towards this. So we have to wait and see and find out if they use the DRS zone about to come up, which I do believe Morso is going to do. He gains more speed around these downforce. Don't forget the Mercedes engine is very good in a straight line, and Morso is definitely showing exactly that, as Morso was almost going to try and make the move. Holland defending that quite nicely there, as I think Holland is right behind Smithson as well, but don't forget Smithson and Bailey haven't pitted yet, so if they make their way past Ollie, then they're going to get a lot of breathing space between them, but we shall have to wait and see. Hopefully it won't hinder Holland and Morso too much. And I agree with Clone Troop, this is not working for Franglish in the slightest in terms of a strategy at the moment, so maybe he should have gone on the same strategy as Morso and Holland to fully gain the potential at the moment, because everybody else now is within touching distance. Everyone else is probably going to jump whilst Franglish makes his second pit stop, so we'll have to find out at the moment then, as Ollie chose to stay out for another lap. But don't forget that the soft runners, will be pitting around about lap 15, lap 16, so that is why some of these super soft runners are still out. Morso is definitely getting some good speed due to the fact that Holland is right behind Ollie. That's giving him also a bit more chance to see if he can overtake Holland. Or maybe he's not taking the risk as of yet and deciding to do it once there's clean air in front of Holland. We'll have to find out. Oh, Ollie's gone a bit wide. That's allowed Holland to gain a bit more speed in front of Ollie. We shall see what happens here as Holland is all over the back of Ollie now. Holland gets the move done. I know he doesn't have to get it done, but he does. And he's back up into potential net lead. He's very comfortable now. Morso's now got to make his way past Ollie then. And I think his teammates are going to help with that. Which he does. Oh, Ollie doing very well defensive-wise, despite the fact he's still on 12 lap OG super softs. Not super softs, I mean. So he's doing ever so well to try and defend. Some very good moves already from Ollie. And he is working those softs very well. He's gaining grip. It doesn't look like he is struggling either. It is great to see him shining as well as Ollie, I think, made his way past Frangwish there. But I think Frangwish is going to overtake him. Yes, he does. So I think next on the radar is Verstappen. See if Holland and Morso can make their way past Verstappen. But Verstappen will be here in the next couple of laps anyway. So if I were Holland and if I were Morso, I'll be taking it easy to make sure I would try and stay past Verstappen. If they get closer to Verstappen, don't close up to them, basically. And yeah, but obviously they will be fighting for position more so, and Holland anyway. Ollie getting a time penalty, which didn't really help him in the slightest as far as gaining track position. But if I was him, because he's got that penalty, he will probably have to pit in probably the next lap if I was him, to gain less of a disadvantage and still make sure that he tries and gain the most position. If you just joined us, hello, welcome to the Xbox One F2 League, which is going on at the moment. We are almost halfway through this Grand Prix, and so far Holland is in the net lead of this Grand Prix. Helsery is going to try and make his way past Rosberg, and he does. We've got the Renault of Hayden going to try and make a move around the outside of the both of them. Choosing not to take the gamble at the moment. A three-way battle then for midfield. Helsery doing this very well to try and defend. Holland getting a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. That's not going to help him in the slightest, but do you know what? It's going to help more so with his challenge for the lead, because if it stays like it is, more so will be taking the race victory today. So Holland, I don't know what happened with him to try and get their penalty, but he must have cut corners somewhere. As Ollie goes into the pits right now, he's done a very good job to make sure that he tries and done his tyres. He wasn't struggling at all. He's already dropping his way down the field at the moment. VRT Verstappen has been on the soft tyres for around about 14 laps, but he did make that mistake earlier. He hasn't got many penalties as of yet, so that's why he's chosen to stay out. Helsery already pulling away, but Rosberg is now going to be under pressure from LCR Hayden as well as Dralix as well. So that could be a three-way battle we would like to see, I've got to say. We like to cover three-way battles as well around here, around this lovely card circuit, because it's very good to see how these drivers come along. And I do believe VRT Verstappen, I've just seen pop up, has got a time penalty as well as Hayden tries to make a move around the outside. Dralix almost capitalising on one of their mistakes, but Hayden still stays in 8th. Dralix then going to try and make his way past the both of them, but decided not to take the gamble. He almost made his way past Hayden. That would have been a very good move from the pair of them. As Dralix, I think, got his way past him in P8. Hayden are side by side now. Hayden's possibly going to get the switch back, as Dralix has gone a bit wide from Hayden, which is unfortunate. That didn't help him, but that has helped Hayden in the slightest. But Hayden's got a time penalty as well. So will he have to let Dralix through, or will they be fighting on track? Now, since they both got penalties, they'll definitely be fighting on track. They've probably got one penalty each, I believe. But the McLaren of Jork is closing up as well. Hayden up into P7 at the moment. CRL Rosberg is pulling away due to that battle here. Whoa! What a move from Dralix! he was in 9th place, and he got his way past Hayden and Dralik. He already got his way past Jork and Hayden. That, to be honest, not gonna lie, that was an absolutely brilliant move. One of the best moves I've seen in Paul Ricard, because he made the move look easy. Dralik is on newer tyres though, which has helped him, but Jork is on newer tyres. Jork is still fighting for position from Hayden. Let's follow that battle in a hurry. Hayden doing very well to try and defend off that. I really hope you're not missing these battles, and it'll be nice for these guys to obviously watch back at the end. Hayden trying his best to defend, but unfortunately this is not quite worked out for him. But he's using the not giving up mental. Oh, there's contact from Hayden and Jork. Jork has gone a bit wide. Oh, that was a little bit of a spin between the pair of them. Oh, what a shame between Hayden and Jork. That was looking like to be a very good battle between those two. But that means Jork is all the way down in 15th now. He has got a bit of damage. Not a lot. He's only got minor damage up by the looks of things. That means Hayden has dropped it down to P11. Franglish is going on for his second stop of the day. Don't forget, it is his scheduled pit stop. And Franglish has not worked out for him, because due to the fact that he did make the 2 stop, he is all the way down now in 16th place, which hasn't helped. Zex Power has got a penalty there. So that's put less pressure on Dralik, because he was fighting against Hayden and BRT Verstappen, and that means he can concentrate on what's in front of him more than what's behind him. But John is going to see if he can try and close up as well, as Jorg is on 6 lap used tyres compared to Dralik, who's on around about 10 laps used tyres. So who's going to come out on top between these guys? We will have to wait and see, as we've got 10 laps to go of this Grand Prix. Who do you think is shining so far? Let us know in the chat. Don't forget, in around about 5-10 minutes time, Xbox One F1 will be commencing on the AOR channel. So make sure after this race finishes, make sure you do pop on over to the Xbox One F1 stream and find out what is going on there, because that will be some very good racing from them as well. We'll have to wait and see about that. But let's concentrate on what's going on around here. More so is now 2 seconds behind BSR Holland now. Aiden and more so doing very well to try and keep up the pace. Just goes to show why they're one of the 2 fastest people on this tier already. More so in P5 in the championship. He can gain higher in the championship if he gets this win, because he's currently on 43 points at the moment. If he wins, he will be on about 67 points, which will be absolutely good, as he'll be closing up to the top guys. So is Morsa going to get the move done on Holland on this straight here? Doesn't look like he is. Looks like he is staying put at the moment. We do see Infamous Clays in the background as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. This action is incredible. I've been liking the Paul Ricard races that I've been commentating. It's been amazing to find out what's been going on between these drivers. But we will find out what goes on towards the end of this race. Don't forget, the battle of the league can change. As we've seen in most races in Xbox One F2, we have seen some last lap battles which went down to the wire, and it was a photo finish pretty much. And it looks like it's going to also would look like he was trying to make the move, but he decided nope, he wasn't going to make the move then. He decided to stay as they were, basically. As VSR Morso then is trying to catch up to VSR Holland again. Franglish saying the fastest lap time. Franglish is on the set of Super Softs, don't forget. And the track is starting to bubble up a little bit more. So that is why you're seeing more faster lap times on one of the softest bit of tyres. So we'll have to wait and see. It's more so. Oh, again, some great defensive work from Holland there. Teammates fighting for position. Dralix is now going to make his way past Rosberg, I believe. Yes, he does. Dralix is... Oh, and Jork's out. Jork's out. I didn't see what happened with Jork's. Let's see if I could... No, I can't because I think his car has ghosted, unfortunately. But yes, he's out. Don't know quite what happened between Jork. But I'm sure Jork will message the chat and he can tell us what's gone on. But Dralix got his way past Rosberg absolutely easily there. Good textbook stuff here from Dralix there, as he's already up into P5 at the moment. His next challenge will be Pelzery. See if he can try and catch up. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. What has gone on there? Probably someone slowing down. That probably didn't help in the slightest. Dralix can definitely climb his way back up the championship if he keeps this up. So he's doing very well to make sure that he stays P5, but he has got some penalties though. I will be getting the race director up pretty soon as well to keep my eye on penalties. And just like that, Ollie's got another penalty. So he is racking up on penalties today. Not the best for him. More so doing his best to try and challenge Holland. I think, to be honest, this battle is going to the wire. And it's going to go until the end of this race. That'll be intense, won't it? This is not the first time we've seen these two battle in a race, which is good. They did battle, I do believe they have battled in Spain when I wasn't here, but luckily Alex was streaming then at the time. So luckily they did caught that battle. But we are definitely seeing a good battle here between these two. We also got Beefer and Maloney trying to fight. Beefer trying to get the inside line. Maloney taking the outside. We've got the Ferrari of LGS trying to catch up as well. Beefer tries his best to defend and he does that very well. But Maloney is doing his best to try and catch up. Unfortunately, his camera view does not capture the best of cameras when we're trying to capture this. Frangwish is doing his best to try. He's already gained about 3 or 4 positions already from 16, so that was good. But that was probably due to the collisions that happened earlier. Maloney doing his best to try and hold on to Beefer. But now Maloney is under pressure from EBR Frangwish now. And also the Ferrari too. That'll be insane. As Frangwish is going to do his absolute best to try and get a move done. He's probably going to take the outside line of Maloney, but I don't think he is. He hasn't taken the gamble. Oh, he almost took the gamble. He's taking the outside line. Maloney doing his best to defend the side by side at the moment. Textbook stuff from Frangwish. Maloney almost got the job done, but Frangwish is up into P11, which means one more position. If he gains one more position, he is back in the points. That'll be really good stuff from Frangwish. Even though he qualified around about P4, and he's dropped down due to the fact that he chosen to go on to the 2-stop strategy. He's doing very well to try and make his way up the field. So very impressive pace from Frangwish as well. And he's on a set of fresh tyres as well. Rosberg is going into the pits. What happened to Rosberg? I think his tyres has just given up. Because there was no front wing change. And his tyre temperatures must be cold or hot around his circuit, but it is getting hotter. So Rosberg has now dropped his way down the field as well. So that's unfortunate. We can see Infamous Clays in the mix as well. These guys in the top 3, all 3 of them have won a race. Morso has won 1, Infamous Clays has won a race, and Holland has won 2. Morso and Infamous Clays wants to make sure that they spoil the party and gain their second win to even out the playing field. We shall have to wait and see. It's all Infamous Clay's trying to make the move down on Morso. Morso was going to fight his teammate, but looks like he's going to fight Infamous Clay's around the outside. Infamous Clay thinks better of it. He's on the gearbox of Morso now. Morso's got to make sure he's defending for his life. He's also going to be on the attacking mode as he tries to make his move past Holland. But if Infamous Clays sees it, if Morso or Holland makes a mistake, Infamous Clays get the move done and possibly gain the lead. But we will have to wait and see. We are on lap 23 out of 27 then. So we've got 4 or 5 laps to go of this sensational race. It's absolutely remarkable at the moment. So let me know who you think should get driver of the day. Obviously there's no poll, but just let us know in the chat what's going on. Frangwish doing ever so well. Frangwish is back in the points. Frangwish is in the points. He's gained about 2 or 3 positions. But he's got another time penalty, which didn't help him either. But he's on track. He's now up into P8. He is ever so fast on these tyres. He's doing ever so well to try and gain that place. Well done to Frangwish. Can he close up to John, who's on 12 lapped used softs? I think he can. He can do it. Another person doing well on a set of super soft tyres is VRT Verstappen. He's doing ever so well on a super soft tyres. Obviously, he started on a soft strategy. I did say for at least one of the ones who started on the softs, the strategy could work. And it's all working for Bailey right now. This will be very good luck if he keeps this up. Very impressed with his pace here, as he's 1.1 seconds behind Pelzery right now. Finally remember how to say his name. Oh, Pelzery's slowing down. No, he's not. I thought he was slowing down for a minute then. I got a bit of goosebumps. Thank goodness he didn't slow down. But that's allowed VRT Verstappen to catch up as well. As we go across the start finish straight, VRT Verstappen is about excuse me, is about to get the DRS. He's got the DRS. He decides to stay put at the moment, which I think is a very bold move, I've got to say. Very decisive, I believe. As Infamous Clay, I think he's got his way past Morso. Yes, he has. Morso is definitely under pressure now. Morso probably should have pitted. Should have pitted the same time as Holland or a lap after, but he didn't. That's where he is right now, but still he's showing some good pace right now. It looks like he's struggling a little bit on tyres. He's losing a little bit of grip. So could Pelzery catch up? But he's around about 9.9 seconds right now, so I don't think he can. So he's quite comfortable in P3 at the moment. Now the battle for the lead now draws your attention to Infamous Clays and Holland. VRT Verstappen is all trying to close in onto Pelzery. Verstappen's now in P4. He got the move done on Pelzery very well actually, so well done to him. Bailey could be on for his best result here in AOR Season 16, which will be remarkable for him. He'll be very happy with this result. Despite all the troubles he's had this season for him, if he keeps this up, he'll be on for a very good points finish here. I will check the race director in a minute though, but Infamous Clays is about 1/10 of a second now for VSR Holland. He is all over the gearbox now. They are very close indeed, as Holland has had a bit of a lock-up. That didn't help at all. Infamous Clays is now going to try and get the move done then. He's in a very good chance now to get it done actually. Better chance than ever. And is he going to get DRS straight? Yes, he is. He's going to get the VSR Holland. Tries to defend off the outside line. Oh, it's almost a bit of contact. Almost a bit of contact. Was there any damage? I don't think so. They're side by side. Morso now is joining in the party at the moment. Infamous Clays almost got the move. Now he has another chance. Morso taking the same line. Let's see what happens here. Infamous Clays. Side by side, Holland and Infamous Clays now. The Mercedes and the Force India. Who's going to come out on top? Will also help his teammate. Doesn't look like he is, but he wants position as well. But that means because of a really great move from Infamous Clays. Infamous Clays is now in the lead of this race. Superb textbook stuff from Infamous Clays. The top 5 have been remarkable. It is very hard to call driver of the day at the moment because the Force Indias, Infamous Clays, and Verstappen and Alex have done sensational work. Holland is not giving up here. He's still over the back of Infamous Clays at the moment. He is not letting have that win without a fight. He wants to win it on track, even though... Oh! Contact! Holland has made contact with Infamous Clays. Oh, my word. It was looking to be a very good victory from Infamous Clays, but he's dropped it down into P3. Oh, my word. That is not going to help either one of them. By the looks of things. He is slowing down. Oh, and I think... Oh, no, it looks like it's desync. It's definitely desync by the looks of things, but I will get driver's perspective. Yeah, it looks like it's desync. Yeah, I was right. So, don't know what happened there, but that was unfortunate. But Frangwish, back to where he starts pretty much, almost, in P5. So, he had that... We thought that the two-stop strategy wasn't going to work out for him. But it has, as he's made his way past Dralex. So, to be honest, I was a bit doubtful on whether he would get that two-stop strategy to work. But I was proved right when he was down in P16. But due to the fact that he was on newer tyres, on the soft, fresh of super soft tyres, that has helped him very well to try and make sure that he stays where he is. Let's see if Frangwish has only lost 1 position because of that. Verstappen has gained 13. So Verstappen already been sensational this race. He's definitely made that super soft to super soft strategy work. So props to Verstappen, man. He's doing very well. As well as the Force Indias. But Morso's now in the lead of this Grand Prix. Whilst that was happening, whilst that battle of Frangwish and Dralex was happening, that is what was happening as well. I think what Holland was doing was Holland knew he was going to get a penalty. He was like, look, mate, I want you to win this, I think. Or they're fighting fair and square, but we'll have to find out. But can we see a last lap battle? So on the final lap of this French Grand Prix, we've seen carnage. We've seen loads of battles. We've seen another penalty from Ollie Smithson. And we've seen a bit of contact. We've pretty much seen everything except the safety car. We're not going to get a safety car. But more so is going to hold on to dear life to make sure he wins this on track. Holland is about 3 tenths at the moment. This is do or die for the Force India pair. This could be a 1-2. Holland almost got the move done. They're almost side by side. This is going to be a very close finish between the Force India drivers. Yes, they are side by side at the moment. Holland's weaving. Maybe he's made a good mistake. It's going to be a photo finish. But due to the penalty, Morso's won. But if it was without the penalty, Holland would have won by 20 thousandths of a second. So, well done to Morso there. That was pretty close indeed. Infamous Clays in P3. Dralex in P4, Frangwish doing very well in P5. Sam, due to the fact a few people have got penalties, getting his best finish of the season in P6. Verstappen, due to the amount of penalties he's collated, is in P7. We've got Beaver in P8, Manoli in P9, and LGS rounding up your top 10. And we've got CRL Rosberg, Pelsbury, Hayden, Bobberts. Bobberts not doing too bad trying to gauge positions. But well done to Morso for gaining his 2nd win of the season. This will definitely boost his championship fight at the moment. So well done to them. It'll be nice to hear what they will be like in the interview booth. I will get their responses, but Morso will be a very happy bunny. It's a Force India 1-2. He is celebrating there. We've got a Mercedes of Infamous Clays in P3. 3 familiar people on the top 3 steps of the podium. They are on a league of their own right now, especially these Force India drivers. So, let's see your final results here in France in Paul Ricard. VSR Morso takes the win with VSR Holland in at P2. Infamous Clays in P3. Dralix in P4. Frangwish in P5. Sam in P6. VRT Verstappen in P7. Beefer in P8. Maloney in P9. LGS in P10. And we have got quite a few penalties. Dralix, Sam and Maloney, the only people not to get penalties. So quite a lot of people got penalties today. So it is now time to interview the top 3. So let me just set up my desktop audio to make sure that yes, I have got it right, set up right. That is all good. So we are going to get an interview with our top people. So I'm going to start the party then. Just give me a moment. So here are your final standings then. Well done to Morso. He must be pretty happy with that. So let me just get this lovely thingy up. There we go. That was just good timing actually. So let me just invite our top 3 then, which is Infamous Clays. Do I have Infamous Clays? Let me just add Infamous Clays on Xbox. Just a second whilst I get that. Right, I think I've added him. Right. Let me just refresh it a second. So we got Infamous Clays. We have got VSR Holland and Morso as well. So let's invite our top 3 to the party and unmute my desktop audio. There we go. So it'll be interesting to see what the top 3 think of their race results today. So as we got a few joining the party, we'll just wait for the final few people to join before we start. As they all join pretty much simultaneously, we have our top 3. First of all, we will speak to our race winner once he joins. It is VSR Morso. Morso, you there?
Yep.
Yes, you must be pretty happy with that win. How does it feel to take your second win of the season?
Yeah, it's a good feeling, you know. The season's been it's been quite up and down so far. You know, it hasn't been the greatest start to the season, but yeah, to get the win, really chuffed. It was a very, very intense race because I was trying to help Holland out. I knew Clays and Holland had 3-second penalties, so I was kind of the one stuck in the middle, trying to keep the 1-2 intact, and yeah, I just needed to make sure I kept it clean. DRS and slipstream very overpowered on this track, so I knew I wasn't really going to lose touch with Clays or Holland, and yeah, very pleased to get the 1-2, pleased to get the win, and yeah, it's just I've did what I've needed to do. The pace wasn't quite there, but the result is, and that's what matters in the end. So GG to Clays and Holland, fantastic drives, of course, and yeah, super happy after that one.
Yeah, how was the battle with Infamous Clays and Holland, especially towards the end? It must have got very intense there.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was never probably going to overtake Holland because obviously I was trying to keep Clays behind, and yeah, me and Clays had a really good battle, and fair play to him on making the move into, I think it was into turn 5. It caught me off guard, so fair play to that, brilliant move, and yeah, just as I said, I just needed to keep it consistent, stay within the track limits, and I knew I'd pick up the win. So yeah, super happy, as I said.
And going on to Austria, which is the next track, is one of your best tracks, or are you going to work hard to try and get a podium or a win at the next race? Do you think?
It's difficult to say at the moment because Austria, it's very short laps, so I think a lot of us are going to be really close together. It's going to be super competitive. 3 DRS zones, slipstream. Yeah, it's going to be a bit similar to today, I think, except more than 3 of us in the battle, I think. And yeah, it's track limits as well. They're going to be key because it's so easy to get penalties. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see next week.
Yeah, we will, and I'm looking forward to that. And we move on to our second, I think it's second place, which is a 1-2, which is VSR Holland. You almost had it in the bag between Morso. You were fighting to the very end there, but that penalty almost cost you a little bit there. But you're still happy with second. You had to fight a little bit with Morso. How did you feel after that race?
Well, I'm happy I've got P2, but I just feel like crap because what happened to me and Clay's like. Desync in this game is just a joke. It makes you feel so bad for him because there's no contact and he's just lost out for no reason because this game's just rubbish.
We've had a few desyncs from other people as well as the race. It wasn't just you, so it was very unfortunate. But you were in the lead for most of the race, and I do believe you pitted at quite a good time. What made you pit when you did?
Morso's tyres are dying quicker than mine, so I thought I'd be a nice teammate and let him have first call. Nice person that I am. So yeah, just that we could work better together basically. So there's no threat of us getting punched at the end.
Were you in a party together? I believe.
Yeah. A lot of communication going on.
That is good to see. That is good to see teammates working together because not just the drivers, it's also the constructors as well. And you want to win that constructors now badly, don't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, it must have been very good race until the end, until you got that penalty. But are you going to get that positive mindset going into Austria? Are you going to win number 3? Do you think?
I hate Austria, not gonna lie.
Aww.
I don't see the point in it, but I'll see what I could do.
Keeping my fingers crossed for that. And on to our third place man in Famous Clays. Unfortunate with that desync instant at the end because you've almost had the 2 Force Indias flying head to tail for that. How was that battle for you going towards the end of the race? Apart from the desync, how was the battle for you with that Force Indias? Were you under pressure a little bit there?
Yeah, well, the battle was really intense trying to get past Morso. They were quick in the right areas, and I was struggling to get close. And the fact that Morso wouldn't want to overtake Holland made it even harder. So I took an opportunistic move, and I thought, yeah, this race is mine now. But yeah, just had a unfortunate incident. But I don't know how it would have shaken out at the end of penalties anyway. So. Yeah,
did you get any penalties?
Yeah, I had the one early on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think you must have had that early on in the race, so you probably would have stayed where you are. But tell me, how did your strategy work in the race? Did your strategy change going towards this race, or did you manage to keep your strategy intact?
Well, I knew the tyre wear and the ultra softs is going to be really hard to contain, and I thought it'd just be easier for myself. I'm not very good on tyres, so I thought I'd go for the super softs. Credit to these two keeping their tyres alive in the first stint, building up the gap. Yeah, but I just stuck to my strategy, did what I thought was right, and nearly had it in the end.
You almost had it there. Do you think you're going to have them in Austria? Do you think you'll be fighting till the end, maybe?
Well, I'm a bit like Holland. I don't really like Austria, to be honest. I don't really like France, and I came close, so we'll see what happens.
Anything can happen there. And like I do towards the end of every stream for AOR, so you're going to sum up in one word, how do you think that race went for you? Starting with our race winner Morso?
I'll probably go with intense. It was definitely an intense race for sure.
Holland?
Sweaty.
He stole mine.
You're thinking on the same lines. You can say sweat if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it sweaty.
So intense and sweaty, double sweaty I should say. But well done to our top 3. They definitely give us battles to remember for in Poor Card, and well done to Morso for taking the first win in Xbox One F2 for Paul Ricard. Thanks for watching the first stream for Xbox One F2 in a while, because we had a 2-week hiatus whilst I was doing some important stuff, but it's been fun to watch. Thank you guys for listening. Check out the Xbox One F1 stream that is happening right now. The race is just about to start, qualifying is just about to finish, so we are just about to finish at the right time. Thanks for listening. Join us same time next week at 8 o'clock for some more Xbox One F2 action in Austria. Good night.